Quality Management System ISO 9001-2015. Clause number 1. Scope. This international standard specifies requirements for a quality management system when an organization A needs to demonstrate its ability to consistently provide products and services that meets customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, and B aims to enhance customer satisfaction through the effective application of the systems, including processes for improvement of the system and the assurance of conformity to customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. All the requirements of this standard are generic and are intended to be applicable to any organization regardless of its type or size or the products and service it provides. Note 1. In the international standard, the terms and products or service only apply to products and service intended for or required by a customer. Note 2. Statutory and regulatory requirements can be expressed as legal requirements. Clause number 2. Normative reference. The following documents in whole or in part are normally referenced in this document and are indispensable for its application. For dated reference, only the edition cited applies. For undated reference, the latest edition of the reference documents, including any amendments, applies. Clause number 3. Terms and definition. For the purpose of this documents, the terms and definition given in ISO 9001 9000 2015 apply. Clause number 4. Context of the organization. 4.1. Understanding the organization and its context. The organization shall determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and its strategic direction and that affects its ability to achieve the intended results of its quality management system. The organization shall monitor and review information about these external and internal issues. Note 1. Issues can include positive and negative factors or conditions for consideration. Note 2. Understanding the external context can be facilitated by considering issues arising from legal, technological, competitive, market, culture, social and economical environments, wherever international, national, regional, or local. Note 3. Understanding the internal context can be facilitated by considering issues related to values, culture, knowledge, and performance of the organization. Clause number 4.2. Understanding the needs and expectation of interested parties due to their effect or potential effects on the organization's ability to consistently provide products and services that meet customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. The organization shall determine A. The interested parties that are relevant to the quality management system. B. The requirements of these interested parties that are relevant to quality management systems. The organization shall monitor and review information about these interested parties and their relevant requirements. Clause number 4.3. Determining the scope of the quality management system. The quality organization shall determine the boundaries and applicability of the quality management system to establish its scope. When determining this scope, the organization shall consider A. The external and internal issues referred in 4.1, B. The requirement of relevant interested parties referred in 4.2, C. The products and services of the organization. The organization shall apply all the requirements of this international standard if they are applicable within the determined scope of its quality management system. The scope of organization quality management system shall be available and be maintained as documented information. The scope shall state the types of products and services covered and provide justification for any requirements of this international standard that the organization determines is not applicable to the scope of its quality management system. Conformity to this international standard may only be claimed if the requirement determined as not being applicable do not affect the organization's ability or responsibility to ensure the conformity of its product and services and the enhancement of customer satisfaction. Clause number 4.4, Quality Management System and its processes. The 4.4.1, the organization shall establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve a quality management system, including the processes needed and their interactions in accordance to within the requirements of this international standard. The organization shall determine the processes needed for the quality management system and their applicable throughout the organization and shall a. determine the inputs required and the outputs expected from these processes. B. Determine the sequence and the interaction of these processes. C. Determine and apply the criteria and methods including monitoring, measurements, and related performance indicators needed to ensure the effective operation and control of these processes. D. Determine the resource needed for these processes and ensure their availability. E. Assign the responsibility and authorities for these processes. F. Address the risk and opportunity as determined in accordance with the requirements of 6.1. G. Evaluate these processes and implement any changes needed to ensure that these processes achieve their intended results. H. Improve the processes and the quality management system. 4.4.2. To the extent necessary, the organization shall a. maintain documented information to support the operation of its processes. B. Retain documented information to have confidence that the processes are being carried out as planned.